Alright kids, your Guitar Sage here. Today we're going to learn how to play You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. This is a killer tune. I really dig it. It's really clever. It reminds me of Shania Twain. Okay, here we go. I'm going to jump into the tune, okay, and then we're going to talk about the particulars. Chords, chord progressions, structure of the song, strumming rhythms, how to read the chart, all that good stuff. Okay. So, here we go. I'm going to start off, and then we'll talk about, some of you are going to just be able to look at it for the first time and see what I'm doing and be able to replicate it. For those that don't, stick around. We got 10 minutes, alright? So we should be able to cover everything. So, intro is going to hang on a C for 4 measures. The song is in 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. First, it's going to start right here. Here's a chorus. Okay, now here's the good news. Everything else in the song repeats, okay? I'm looking at my clock right here, and I just probably spent a minute and a half showing you pretty much the entire song as far as the chords and chord progression and all that. But we're going to talk about the particulars, because I know you probably, all of you probably didn't totally get this. Of course, I'm looking at my chart here on my screen, which tells me my chords and all that good stuff. So I'm going to tell them to you. First off, there is the intro, which is the very part of the song before the singing happens, and the turnaround, which is that part in between the chorus and the verse that kind of gets you used to the idea of what the song's about and then introduces the second verse. Those are all just hanging on, I'm saying it's a C chord, or capoing at the 6th fret, okay? You could play this in the key of F sharp. Sometimes I have people that say, well, why don't you just play it all with bar chords? If you like to do that, then go for it. I don't particularly like bar chords. I could play these songs in bar chords all day long, but it's just not very fun to me. I can do other little noodly type things if I have a capo. So if you don't have a capo already, it's a great investment. Go get one. They're about 12 bucks. Okay. Alright, before I go any further too, if I haven't mentioned it already, go to YourGuitarSage.com for any of these techniques. Strumming, chords, how to read charts, and all that stuff. It's a really great supplement that will help you with this tune and a bunch of other tunes that I'm doing. Trying to put one up every day, but literally hundreds of tunes that I'll be covering. And also, if you want to get a hold of this chart, check out YourGuitarSage.com. It'll tell you how to do that. Okay, so intros and turnaround are all this, what we're calling a C. It's a C formation, but we're barring at the sixth fret. So C. The intro is going to be played for 4 measures of C. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All the verses, which there's verse 1, 2, and there's a solo. Okay. So verse 1, 2, and solo are this chord progression. 2 C majors, G, 2 Gs, 2 D minors, 2 Fs, and then that whole thing repeats again. Okay, talk about the strumming in a minute, but that's your chord progression. 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G, 2 measures of D minor, 2 measures of F. That's for verses 1, 2, and solo. Okay. The pre-chorus picks it up a notch in that you're having to play these chords a little bit quicker. Just now we did them, each chord was held out for 2 measures. For the pre-chorus, we are doing a, man, wouldn't you look at that, the verse and the chorus are the same. Yeah, so if you just learn the verse, you just learn the chorus too, but we'll cover that in a minute. The pre-chorus picks up a little bit, so 1 measure per chord. We have D minor for a measure, F for a measure, C for a measure, G for a measure. Second time around it's going to go D minor for a measure, F for a measure, G for 2 measures. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And the chorus is going to be, again, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G, 2 measures of D minor, 2 measures of F. Okay? Same as the verse. The outro of the song, also called a fade. I don't know if they faded. I don't think they faded on this one, but it's the chorus repeated 3 times and then you end on the C chord. Okay, so again, I'm having to cover all this in 10 minutes and you don't have the chart sitting in front of you, so it's a little bit more difficult. If you want to get a hold of the chart, check out YourGuitarSage.com. It'll help you out. Okay, so let's talk about, of course, I've been through what the chords are. C, D minor, F, and G. That's the entire tune, kids. Doesn't get any easier than that. I know this F for some of you is difficult. Okay, so let's talk about the F for a minute. There's a few different ways to play the F. I find the fullest, easiest way to play it, so a combination of both, is to not play this one, which is your bar chord, but to actually take your first finger and you kind of have to pull your hand out front a little bit. Make sure these fingers, the last knuckle on your fingers there are curled so that you're not muting any notes out. But I take this first finger and I kind of bar it like that. Okay, I kind of hyperextend it and I bar it on strings 1 and 2, and then hold the rest of the F chord right there like that. Okay. Now if you don't get that last note out there, it's not the end of the world. Try to. And then later on, when you mature with the chord more, you'll be able to bring your thumb around and mute that top string. So when you're doing this sort of thing, you're not hearing that low note come out. Your hands are really big. You can reach your thumb around and probably play that F like that. I can. Okay. Plus I've got arthritis, so that doesn't, can't do it. Alright, so here we go. There's your F chord. Let's see, we said D minor and a G. Okay, now let's talk about the strumming rhythm for a minute. The way that I'm playing this is really like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I could play it, right? But it doesn't quite give the same sound. It's just like a punk song. Or songs that are kind of punk, you know, Blink 182, those sorts of things. Doesn't sound good to go. You want to go all downstrokes. And this song kind of calls for that too. So I would play it like 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So usually I'll say play the upbeats on the ands, but in this case, do them all down. That's what I'm doing for the verses, pre-chorus, intro, solo, all that. The only thing I do differently is for the chorus. So the pre-chorus would go. Same thing, okay? The chorus, I would do something like 1, 2, and 4 and. I've talked about this before. Man, we're running out of time. Gosh, go get the ebook if you can't fit it all in. The rhythm. 1, 2, and 4 and 1, 2, and 4 and. That doesn't make sense. Go get the ebook, kids. Buy the ebook. I gotta get out of here. Time's running out. The cats need food, kids. Buy the ebook.